Is this my seat?
톡톡님, 제가 톡톡님한테 딱 맞는 의자를 준비했어요. 마음에 드세요?
I love it.
그럼 우리 오늘 시작해 볼까요?
Let's start.
여러분 안녕하세요. 2023년 새해가 밝았습니다.
Happy New Year.
여러분, 저희 프로그램 첫 번째 에피소드에 특별한 손님이 오십니다.
It's a special person.
바로 헝가리 외교통상부 장관님이십니다.
Hungary's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade.
대사관에서 온 메일을 보여드릴게요. 그래서 인터뷰가 성사됐습니다. 톡톡님, 저 그만 따라하시고요. 이제 저희 리서치를 같이 해봅시다.
Okay.
여기 보시면 먼저 방한 주요 목적은 대한민국 산업부와 TIPF를 체결하고 주요 비즈니스 파트너와 면담하기 위함입니다 라고 나와 있거든요. 근데 이게 보면은 지금 무역이랑 투자 관련된 협정 같거든요. 그러니까 한국이랑 헝가리 사이에 무역이랑 투자 현황이 어떻게 되는지 그것도 조사해 주세요.
Yes.
그리고 여기 보면 2021년에 한국이랑 헝가리가 전략적 동반자 관계로 격상했다고 나오거든요. 그러니까 전략적 동반자 관계가 어떤 건지 그것도 좀 알아봐 주세요.
Is this enough?
아니, 아직 더 있어요. 이것도 먼저 조사해 주시고요. 저것도 먼저 조사해 주시고요. 빰빠밤빠밤. 안녕하세요, 감독님.
안녕하세요.
저희는 오늘 드디어 장관님을 인터뷰하러 갑니다.
오,
제가 MC를 맡고 최초로 장관님 출연이십니다. 자, 오늘 장관님을 인터뷰할 곳은 바로 여러분 이곳입니다. 바로 여기서 오늘 인터뷰를 할 겁니다. 호텔.
The camera director and I went to the hotel where we were having the interview. It was the end of December, so the hotel was still full of the holiday atmosphere.
Hi, we are at the lobby. 15th floor. Okay, we'll be there. Okay. 15층으로 오래요.
15층이요?
네. 짐을 가지고 이동해 보겠습니다. 가세요. 저쪽입니다.
The filming location was on the 15th floor. We went there together.
15층을 가는 엘리베이터. 5층.
먼저 올라가세요. 안 되겠죠?
15층.
안 눌립니다.
안 눌려?
안 눌리죠.
어떻게 해요?
카드를 찍어야 눌리죠.
아, 진짜? 잠깐만.
We began to shoot again, hoping that we are on the right track this time.
이거는 15층 눌리나? 네네. 오. 오케이. Hi, my name is Duri. I'm from 아리랑 TV. Okay.
After getting off, we were able to meet the Hungarian embassy staff.
안녕하세요. 여긴가요?
이쪽에다 쓰시면
여기요?
This is where today's interview will be conducted.
지금 세팅하고 2시 45분부터 3시 15분까지 여기서 미팅을 해요. 그거 찍어주셔야 돼요. 그리고 3시 15분부터 3시 45분까지 저쪽 다른 방에서 미팅을 또 하나 더 해요. 그것도 찍을 거예요, 살짝. 3시 50분부터 4시 20분까지 우리 인터뷰. 그리고 끝나면은 저쪽 본관으로 이동해서 무슨 사인 서명식 그것까지 팔로우를 하는 걸로.
We only have around 25 minutes for the interview. It is a tight schedule, so we have to manage our time wisely.
지금 이제 곧 장관님께서 이쪽으로 오신다고 합니다. 지금 외교부에 계신데 지금 이제 곧 이쪽으로 오실 거래요.
We set up the cameras to film his entrance.
2분에 도착하시네요.
I was nervous we might not be able to catch his entrance on camera. Suddenly, it became very busy. Is he finally here?
오셨어.
As soon as he arrived, the minister began meeting with Korean companies.
Szeretnék köszönetet mondani azért a fantasztikus hozzájárulásért, amelyet az önök beruházásai tesznek a magyar gazdaság növekedéséhez. Szeretném kihasználni az alkalmat arra, hogy néhány fejleményt ismertessek önnel a Samsung SDI magyarországi beruházásaival kapcsolatban. Szeretném jelezni, hogy a szükséges áramfejlesztésekhez a magyar kormány biztosította a pénzügyi forrásokat.
필요한 전기 개발 관련된 거.
The minister is on the move for his next meeting with another company.
Hello, 저는 한가리 대사입니다. 반갑습니다. 장관님이 이렇게 풍부하게 직접 방문하셔가지고 여러 기업들과 이렇게 미팅 가져주시는 걸 보면서 헝가리 정부와 장관님의 강한 열정과 지원 의지를 느꼈습니다.
Önök alkotják ma már Magyarországon a negyedik legnagyobb beruházói közösséget, koreaiak. Úgyhogy az önök teljesítménye Magyarországon meghatározza a nemzetgazdaság teljesítményét is. Szeretném megköszönni, hogy immáron több mint 3600 embernek adnak munkát.
I had no idea that Korea and Hungary were so closely related economically.
오십니다. 이쪽으로 오십니다. Hello, Minister.
great to
Thank
see
you for
you.
meeting us.
Thank you very much for
Thank you very much.
It was finally our turn to meet the minister.
Thank you very much.
meeting you.
I heard that you're staying here only for one day.
Even less than that. We arrived at 9 o'clock in the morning and we are leaving at 10 in the evening or something.
네, 갈게요. 하나, 둘, 셋. 갈게요. 네. So I know this is your sixth visit to Korea. What brings you here this time?
Well, actually, some good news, given the fact that we have the final statistics for this year when it comes to investments. And third time in 4 years, Korean investors are becoming number one on an annual basis. 2019 was the first year ever that it was an eastern country from where the most investments have arrived to Hungary, and that was Korea. Then it has happened last year, 2021 as well, and now this year also. 2.7 billion euros of investments have been arriving from Korea to Hungary only this year.
For Hungary, Korea has become a key source of foreign direct investment. Korea's investment in Hungary was minuscule until 2017, but increased starting from 2018 and recorded an all-time high in 2022. Korea, which has been increasing its investment in Hungary, was in fact Hungary's #1 source of foreign direct investment in 2019 and 2021. As of March 2021, Korea's major sectors for investment in Hungary include electrical and electronics, auto parts and manufacturing, finance and insurance, and construction. According to Hungary, around 260 Korean corporations are operating in Hungary as of September 2021. Thanks to investments from large Korean companies like Samsung SDI and SK Innovation, their partner companies have been able to make big strides into the Hungarian market. And with plans to expand local plants, Korean investment in Hungary is expected to continue in the future.
And your companies, including Samsung SDI, SK Innovation, Shinyoung, Volta, they all contribute a lot to the success of our national economy. And today, in order to further upgrade this economic relationship, an agreement about trade and investment promotion is going to be signed with your Minister of Trade. So I hope that we can even move forward from this very advanced position when it comes to the economic trade and investment cooperation.
I know that you met South Korean Foreign Minister Park Jin before you came here.
taking this opportunity, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Your Excellency and the Hungarian government for your written support for the Busan World Expo 2030. And I look forward to a productive conversation with you today about ways to further enhance our successful existing relationship, which was upgraded to a strategic partnership last year. So once again, welcome to Korea.
Investments of the Korean companies help us, Hungarians, to be kind of local exemption from the European economic recession. And the Korean companies' investments make Hungary as a European champion in the transformation of the automotive industry into electric. And also this year, according to the current statistics, we break the record of the volume of bilateral trade as well. So we both take the benefit out of this cooperation, which we are very satisfied with.
Thank you very much. Our relationship is growing from strength to strength.
Absolutely.
And you came to Korea at the right time.
Yeah, it's always the right time to come here, right?
Thank you.
We are sharing positions on many issues. Unfortunately, we are both, although we are living far away of each other geographically speaking, but we are both living in a region where there's a very serious security risk posed by or from the neighboring countries. In your case, this is North Korea. In our case, it is the war in Ukraine. So both of us would like to create peace as soon as possible in the respective neighborhoods. And on the other hand, Hungary and Korea has upgraded its relationship last year to a level of strategic partnership. And we do not only say, but mean it. And that's why, for me, it is so important that this cooperation has been really filled with substance by the very significant and tremendous investments of the Korean companies in Hungary. And you know, around 40,000 Hungarians have been employed by Korean companies, and your investments have taken place mostly in the industry of electric batteries, and electric battery and electric engine and electric car production became the backbone, of the most important pillar of our national economy. And you, Koreans, have a huge role in that.
So you talked about trade investment promotion framework, and we will be signing that.
Yes.
A Trade and Investment Partnership Framework, or TIPF, is an MOU that establishes comprehensive cooperative relations with countries seeking to expand their ties in areas such as trade, industry, and energy. TIPFs have been pursued based on the premise that new cooperative frameworks are needed to support Korean companies' participation in various countries, along with momentum for trade cooperation. It's expected that TIPFs will provide a new venue for trade cooperation that is not provided by existing FTAs. This is expected to give practical assistance to Korean companies in their exports and project orders.
What can we expect from this framework?
When it comes to trade, you know, we have been breaking records continuously. Last year, we have almost reached $5 billion when it comes to the bilateral trade volume. This year, surely, we're going to be above that given the huge increase. And we would like to expand the scope of the products which are being involved in the bilateral trade. You know, Hungary is strong on agricultural and food industry production. So our food industry products, which are not only delicious but healthy as well, find a very good and very, let's say, significant demand here on the Korean market. That's why it was very important for us that the European Union and Korea came to an agreement about the so-called regionalization, which means that in case of a bird flu or a swine fever, export is going to be banned only from that very region and not from an entire country. So the Hungarian food industry products are back to the Korean market. And when it comes to investments, you know, we in Hungary offer the best political, energy and financial stability of Europe. Politically speaking, we are the only government in Europe, together with Malta, which is not based on coalition and which has a huge majority. In our case, it's more than 2/3. And since this has been the case for more than 12 years now, this gives a unique stability in Hungary, in Europe. So whatever we promise, for example, to the investors, we can keep it because we have the power for that. Financial security, meaning we have been applying the lowest tax rates of Europe. And when it comes to energy stability, you know, we guarantee the energy safe supply to our people and to our companies, even under the very challenging current period of time. So when in case you invest in Hungary, you can rely on the political structure. You have to pay the lowest tax rates of Europe, and you definitely will have the necessary energy sources.
So many Korean companies entered Hungary, and you met several companies today. What kind of influence do Korean companies have on the Hungarian economy?
The most important branch of industry in Hungary is the automotive. 30%, almost 1/3 of the industrial output comes from the automotive sector. And we all know that the automotive sector has been undergoing a huge revolution, a huge renewal, right? As the traditional power line is being replaced by electromobility. So whatever used to be diesel, now it's becoming electric. That's a huge revolution. And that's why it is very important for us Hungarians that we successfully transform our traditional automotive industry to the new modern electric mobility-based automotive industry. And in this case, the Korean companies are absolutely key.
So 2022 was very tough year for the world. There is
a war,
and tensions between US and China has been growing. And also we have supply chain issues. In this situation, do you think there has been any change in the priorities of the cooperative relationship between our two countries?
Look, the situation is very complex, obviously. I mean, there's a war in Europe. There's a global energy crisis taking place because of the European sanctions and because of the war itself. There is a global crisis of safe supply of food, given the fact that those two countries, which are now at war, used to be the biggest exporters of grain and many other food industry products. So in this case, I think the significance of the reliable, responsible, mutually advantageous partnerships is increasing. And if I want to characterize the relationship and the cooperation between the Republic of Korea and Hungary, then it's obviously based on mutual respect. It is absolutely predictable. And it brings definitely profit to both sides. And we do hope that we will be able to further build and improve this relationship because it's really important for us. Not only physically and economically, but also spiritually.
How can the two countries work together even more to overcome these difficulties around the world?
Well, I think we have to look at the root causes. So what are the root causes, what are the reasons for this very complex and challenging environment? And this is absolutely the war or the wars. So what we need is peace as soon as possible. In case we are able to help peace to be created, we can offer solutions for all of our challenges which we are faced with, because everything goes back to this very one root cause, which is the war. So overcome the war, you need to make peace. And that's why we Hungarians are super interested in peace to come in Ukraine. And of course, we understand that we can count on the help of Korea in this regard, as being a country which is pro-peace, just like we are. in Europe, we are really suffering from the consequences of both the war and the sanctions. The European Union has chosen a very bad way of reacting to the conflict in Ukraine. The sanctions have been more painful and more harmful to Europe itself than to Russia. Our economies are suffering more from the sanctions than the Russian economy does. But unfortunately, the review of the sanctions has not taken place yet in the European Union.
So you don't think the sanctions are working?
Well, actually, this is a factual question, not a political one. And the facts show that the European economies are suffering. Imagine we Hungarians have paid 7 billion euros for imported energy last year. This year we have to pay around 19 billion euros for the same amount of energy. And Russia is still making a lot of money on those issues, and the European economy is suffering. We understand it's the Americans try to make a big advantage on that. So the Inflation Reduction Act, which they have approved, is a clear signal of how they take advantage on the current situation, how they create advantage for the American economy compared to the European one.
I know we upgraded our relations to strategic partnership last year.
Let's stop here. What is a strategic partnership? There are 6 main types of partnerships that Korea forms with other countries. Other than the comprehensive strategic alliance, other relations are partnerships. They say there is no clear rule in differentiating partnerships. However, they are terms used to express the development of relations between the two sides, or the will to create a relationship like the name suggests. In Korea's strategic partnership with Hungary, the word strategic is often used when the level or scope of exchange and cooperation has increased in various fields, such as economy and politics between two countries, or when bilateral relations escalate. The fact that Korea and Hungary have become strategic partners means that they will further cooperate and exchange in the future, right?
I think we are working on it very well, given the fact that the Korean companies have been continuously expanding their presence, their capacities, their footprints in Hungary. And we have just launched a program of scholarships in the framework of which we offer 100 scholarships for 100 students on the Hungarian universities. And the Koreans like that. We always have at least twice as much applications submitted compared to how many scholarships we can provide the students with. The people-to-people contacts are having a good basis as well, given the fact that Korean Air just launched flight between the two capitals, and from the day after tomorrow a third flight on the week is going to be launched as well. So together with the Polish Airlines, there will be 5 connections on a weekly basis. And we can work a lot in the future on utilizing nuclear energy. We in Hungary have been utilizing nuclear energy for more than 4 decades. We have very positive experience, and we understand that the Koreans are running forward with the developments here, with the R&D, with the findings, and also with the small modular reactors, which can constitute the solution for the future electricity generation. So there, on the nuclear side, I would definitely strengthen the cooperation in the upcoming years.
Is there a message that you'd like to convey to our viewers through this interview?
Yeah, well, back in Hungary, we respect a lot the Koreans, and we really value the contribution of the Korean corporates to the economic growth of Hungary. So as long as we are in power, we will definitely put a lot of emphasis on the continuous maintenance and upgrading of this bilateral relationship.
Well, Minister, thank you for speaking with us today. I really hope our trust and cooperation between two countries will continue to grow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Minister.
Give the mic back to you, I guess.
Our interview ended here, and now the minister has to move to the next location.
Oh, you will.
We'll be there.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you
Great
very
meeting you. Thank you.
저 이제 빨리 먼저 갈까요?
The minister moved to his next meeting. We hurried and followed after him.
Korea and Hungary.
The signing ceremony of MOU on cooperation in trade and investment promotion was being held when we arrived.
Okay.
Through this MOU, the trade and investment relations between the two sides will become even closer.
We are truly excited to have this wonderful arrangement with Hungary for the first time for Korea.
Yeah, thank you so much, my dear friend and dear minister, to make it possible for me to sign this agreement with you before the end of the year. And I'm also very happy with the fact that we are the first European country which can sign such an agreement with your esteemed country, and that gives us a pleasure. I have met leaders of 6 Korean companies one by one today. So these 6 companies, one by one, going through their future investment plans in Hungary, going through what they want to do, what kind of concerns they might have, and we address them one by one.
In an age where no country can survive on its own, I became convinced Korea and Hungary became one step closer to each other while listening to the conversation between the two ministers.
So you can use this in your.
Oh wow, so this is a seal, the stamp, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow,
Your
so this is
name
my
in
name, huh?
Korean.
Wow, okay. So
You can check
imagine
it out.
how much they will be surprised in Europe when they want a signature from me and they just put the seal there. You know? This is equal, this is my name, right?
Yes.
You're very kind, very
Thank you
attentive.
very much.
Thank you.